Hey everyone, back tuning into the 14th Christmas update. We've done 13 updates so far. This is the 14th one, the last one, the 13th on Sunday was quite interesting. Had some fairly cold weather, particularly towards New Year with easterly winds. So we'll see what the 14th update has in store in a moment. We're using the CFS V2 from website metrosteel.fr. Only about a week left now, I think, with these charts from the CFS V2, and then we'll move on to the shorter range model, the GFS. That runs out for around 2 weeks, so not too much longer to go with the CFS V2. So before I get on with that, just to say about the ads, I think it's articles all the pages at Gaz Office. Have a browse the widgets and click through links if there's any articles that you're interested in, and thanks very much for doing that. There's video ads on most of the pages which open up in the content. When you watch them, they'll close back up again. That's helping to pay for the website. And the Christmas shop is open, been a phenomenal success this season. So if you've got any Christmas shopping to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, still got 2 or 3 weeks left, of course. Go to the Christmas shop, and then there's a search widget there where you can search for whatever item you want to buy. Alternatively, just click through the Amazon banners and it takes you directly to amazon.co.uk. And because you're going from Gaz Office to Amazon, we get a revenue fee on the things that you are purchasing. So thanks so much for getting involved, and thanks for doing that. Excuse me. As I say, it's the CFS V2 9-monthly forecast. Website metrosteel.fr. You can find a link, Metrosteel on the link page. This was generated. When was this generated? It was generated yesterday, the 1st of December. That just threw me a little bit, because I forgot that we've gone through December. It's been a very busy few days, and my mind is a little bit frazzled. So this was generated the 1st of December yesterday at metrosteel.fr. Right, let's have a look at the charts. We're going to start off on the 10th of December, as we always do. Very unsettled looking chart to begin with a deep area of low pressure out to the west, bringing heavy rain and gale force winds across the country. Now we run out beyond this, and that low pressure is a very intense one. That would be a bit alarming if it came off through to the 11th. Look at that squeeze in the ice bars there. Excuse me, very severe gales going through to southern Scotland and northern England. That gets out of the way, and we go into a cooler westerly, northwesterly flow up towards the 12th, bringing in sunshine and showers. Those showers could be a little bit wintry perhaps in the south. Pressure is starting to rise, a little bit wintry I should say in the north. Pressure is starting to rise a little bit down to the south of the country. That build of pressure increases as we go through up towards mid-month. This is taking us up to the 13th on into the 14th of December. High pressure is building across Central Europe. Low pressure is trying to come in from the Atlantic. That's bringing quite a mild southerly wind up there, up to the middle part of the month. It would be mainly dry in the south and the east, possibly with fog. In the north and west, it would be cloudy and wet with some quite heavy rain in places. That low pressure moves through the country up to mid-month. This is the 15th of December, and it looks quite wet there across many parts of the country, although the trough is beginning to lift out by the time you go through to 16th. Pressure building behind that low pressure coming in from the west. Now this is turning winds into the north. This is quite cold air coming down with this build of pressure. We'd certainly be looking at some frost there after the middle part of the month. So that high pressure just builds in across the country as we go through the 16th into the 17th. A big winter high setting up by the 18th of December. There it is, a large area of high pressure extending not just through the UK, but into many northern central parts of Europe. That is within cold air, so it would give us a risk of some hard overnight frost and probably a lot of dense fog as well. So frosty, foggy conditions again going into the second half of the month. It's been a recurring theme with these updates over particularly the last few updates, so not the 13th, but before that we had quite a number of these runs which were showing frost and fog running up towards Christmas, and this is taking us into the run up towards Christmas with this area of high pressure. So although it is slipping into Central Europe, the isobars are very spaced out here by the 20th. There's nothing to stir the air up, so I think it would still be very foggy potentially, and also quite a lot of frost as well. This could be a disruptive run up to Christmas once again with frost and fog type conditions. The high pressure just keeps going, and there it is up to the 23rd of December. High pressure centred over Germany, but it's dominating to us as well. There's been nothing to mix the air up. So as I say, I think it would be disruptively foggy and frosty, particularly so for England and Wales, less so for Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Western Fringe, because we've got a little bit more of a breeze here, far northwest, but to the south and the east, I would suspect these charts would be delivering a lot of frost and fog running up towards Christmas. Okay, we're at Christmas now. This is Christmas Eve, and no real change here. We've got the high pressure still there across Central Europe, low pressure out to west, bringing more of a southerly wind up to the west, but the southern east parts of the country, nothing is happening to stir the air up, so I would suspect Christmas Eve is cold, frosty, and foggy on this scenario. Remember, this isn't snow, it's what some people would term as faux cold in a way, or fake cold. I think cold is cold, but some people believe if the cold isn't coming from an Arctic or Siberian source, then it's sort of a fake cold. But to me, cold is cold, and this is cold, particularly at night, with lots of frost and fog. This is the chart for Christmas Day. There's no real change here, although we are bringing a little bit of a trough in, so maybe some cloud, patchy rain for the north and west. But for England and Wales, the dry, and it is quite a prolonged dry spell, goes on again still, I would suspect, with an ongoing risk of frost and fog. Excuse me. Boxing Day starts to see a change as that high pressure begins to slip down to the south, start to pull up this milder westerly, southwesterly wind. So cloud and rain coming into the north and the west, still mainly dry for the south and southeast, but the fog would be lifting up and it would be turning milder with those southwesterly winds starting to stir up the air. And then the run up to New Year looks like this. So the 27th, see some sort of cold front coming down across the country, bringing a band of cloud and rain, and then high pressure becomes centred out to the west of the country. So still a lot of dry weather, even going into the end of December. It's just the position of the high pressure changes, becoming centred to the west. Fairly mild air coming around the top of this high pressure. There's a big cold plunge going into much of northern, central, eastern Europe, but not too cold for us. Probably a little bit milder than actually the Christmas period, because we'd lose all of that frost and fog. And then going to the New Year, so this takes us up towards the 30th, on in towards New Year's Eve. High pressure still dominating, low pressure up to the north of Scotland. So a very quiet spell of weather going up to New Year. As Big Ben chimes, I don't think we'd have too much to worry about with the weather. There is a little area of low pressure running down the east side, probably brings some rain, but again, nothing too dramatic going on. Very cold for much of Europe, and high pressure is building over Scandinavia. Quite interestingly, what happens as you go through the first week of January? Not much. The high pressure remains in charge. In fact, it's rebuilding here across many parts of central northern Europe. So it will be a return through early January to a lot of frost and fog. Not a particularly exciting run tonight by any means. Loads of dry weather. We start off fairly stormy, but just after mid-month, high pressure builds in, and then it's through really for 2 or 3 weeks in the main, bringing no doubt a lot of frost and fog, but plenty of dry weather. So where we've had the river levels going up over the past few weeks, it would at least allow things to calm down. There would be a seasonable feel very often with that high pressure, keeping it cold and probably quite frosty and foggy. Right, so that's the 14th update. We're a little bit out of sync this week compared to all the other runs, because yesterday I had the winter forecast to do. So instead of doing the updates on Tuesday and Thursday this week, I'm doing them Wednesday and Friday. So the next update, the 15th, will be on Friday. We'll see what it has to show to FSV2 then. That's all for now, but thanks for watching.